Okay, thank you guys for bearing with us. I want to welcome you to this webinar, which will be roughly 30 to 40 minutes long, plus a small Q&A at the end if you guys have any questions or concerns. We're doing a security platform face-off today for the companies that you see on screen today. That's Arcadian, Avigilon, Verkada, and Eagle-i. They are all very, very reputable VSaaS providers in the cloud security market. So today we'll be discussing their platforms and sort of different aspects about their companies, just to be able to give you an overview, whether you're in the industry yourself or whether you're looking to actually onboard onto one of these platforms. It should sort of give you a comparison basis. Now, what we're going to cover in today's webinar, first, we're going to start with a brief company overview. Then we're going to move on to hardware offerings, which is sort of what the ecosystem offerings are for each of these platforms. Then we'll talk about legacy hardware and the support that each company has for those, and that includes cloud connectors and bridges. Then we'll talk about video storage types and how each company uses the actual cloud to provide VSaaS to their customers, followed by AI analytics, API support for third-party integration. Then we're going to wrap it up with the pricing model and the sales strategy for each of these companies. And what we've done at the end is what we like to call a best four category. And it's a little bit of a recommendation, plus also what these companies have been doing in the market for a long time, which is which platform is best for what type of customer. So that's sort of where we wanted to take this webinar. And right at the end, if you stick around, we actually have a little bit of a sandbox invite for you. You can join a live workspace as a guest and sort of feel the Arcadian platform firsthand if you'd like to do so. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it and pass it off to Marie, who's going to start talking about company overviews.
Welcome, welcome. So in the next 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to give you a quick introduction to the 4 key players in the history of the modern cloud physical security space. It's an industry projected to grow over 72 billion by 2032, according to NVIDIA and Yahoo Finance. They published a paper last week. So it's worth understanding who's making moves in this rapidly growing sector. First up, Eagle-i Networks, founded by 2012 by CEO Dean Drake, who previously ran a successful network company. Eagle-i was one of the first to bring cloud-based solutions to the CCTV sector. With headquarters in Texas and a workforce of over 400 employees, 2012 was a pivotal year for cloud technologies. Think of companies like Airbnb, Uber, and GitHub, all emerged in different sectors. In September 2021, it's worth mentioning that Eagle-i made a strategic acquisition by purchasing Uncanny Vision, founded in India. It's an AI and computer vision company, and this moves clearly signals their Eagle-i's intent to push further into AI analytics and enhance their cloud offerings in the enterprise. Moving on to the Verkada, founded in 2016 in Silicon Valley by a team that included an ex-Cisco Meraki player and CEO Philip Callison. Verkada saw a huge opportunity to disrupt the physical security space. In one of his interviews, Callison mentioned that their goal was simple. They saw a path to generating 100 million in annual profit by entering this space. What sets Verkada apart in a traditionally old-fashioned industry is twofold. First, user experience. It was refreshing that they prioritized ease of use and they brought a modern approach to physical security space. Think of scanning a QR code and boom, you're in. Second, they take a really holistic approach to making buildings and enterprises safe by offering a wide range of products. It's not just about the cameras for them. They provide hardware solutions across multiple categories that we'll go over shortly. Our third player is Avigilon. What's great about them is that they are now part of a broader umbrella under Motorola Solutions, which has acquired several companies in the past. Ava Security, OpenPath, and another access control company. Founded in 2004, Avigilon is known for its enterprise-grade, high-quality CCTV cameras, the kinds that you often see on airports, highways, all used for public safety. It's been predicted that many telecom companies will eventually adopt this strategy similar to Motorola Solutions by expanding into the physical security space. And last but not least, the industry is extremely versatile, and ArcadianAI is no exception. It's interesting to mention that it's the only cloud physical security company in the space with a .ai domain, which of course makes us one of the more recent players in the space. We started off as system integrators, and now Arcadian.AI is loved by small and medium-sized businesses for affordability, user experience, and support for open device. As a pure SaaS platform, Arcadian.AI welcomes hardware connectivity from almost any device. Think of us as the self-serve QuickBooks for small businesses, simple, affordable, and built to scale. Moving on to the next slide. Well, you're going to see a lot of information today, but don't worry about it. After the webinar is over, we'll send you detailed reports so that you can review everything at your own pace. Our goal is to provide you with clarity and peace of mind, no matter your business size or industry. So every company that you hear about today is highly reputable and well respected in the field. So you're in good hands. I'm going to pass it off to Matt.
All right, so where we start off sort of the comparison is about the hardware offerings of each company and sort of the ecosystem that they provide to their clients. Let's start with Eagle Eye. Now, Eagle Eye is, as one of the sort of pioneers of cloud VSaaS to clients, they are mostly focused on integration and collaboration. So their actual offerings when it comes to physical hardware might be limited compared to some other companies that we'll discuss today. They do have their own brand of Eagle Eye cameras that they provide. They have CMVRs as well, which are cloud monitored video recorders, which is just a cloud-based NVR. They also have bridges, which we'll discuss shortly for all the different companies. They don't provide their own environmental sensors and they don't have access controls, but they provide that through third-party integration with other providers. Verkada is what I like to call probably the most complete ecosystem in the market right now. They have pretty much full offering when it comes to hardware. Now that whether you're looking for cameras, whether you're looking for environmental sensors, whether you're looking for access controls or a mix of each, they have full capabilities to offer all of these. And they do also have integration with third party available if there's existing infrastructure or if there's platforms that they don't offer. In terms of hardware offering, again, they're the most complete in the market right now. And everybody pretty much knows that. Let's move on to Avigilon. Now, Avigilon has probably the highest quality when it comes to hardware offerings, and specifically in terms of their security cameras. Their security cameras are some of the best in the market when it comes to the AI features that they provide and the high resolution 4K cameras that they provide. They do also provide access controls for clients that require it, but they don't offer environmental sensors. So that's like temperature, humidity, vape detection, and things like that. But again, that's offered through third-party integration, which we'll touch on later on when it comes to API and how they work well with other third-party organizers. Last but not least, we have Arcadian. We are in the process of finalizing our OEM cameras. So Arcadian cameras will be available soon. As of right now, our platform is fully compatible with 3,000 plus major brands and models on the market. And you don't really require any equipment to be able to bring on those cameras into our infrastructure. So we don't necessarily need to provide our own cameras, but again, for the customer experience and the ecosystem experience, that's why that offering is coming very soon. And again, we provide third-party integration when it comes to access controls and environmental sensors. But we're growing our hardware product line as sort of we scale and we grow. Very quickly, I want to talk about legacy hardwares and I want to talk about cloud bridges, because all the four companies that you just saw, they offer a cloud connector or a bridge. So they sort of name it differently depending on how you would like to do it. But each of them is slightly different and has its own sort of like quirks about it. Now, Eagle Eye, they have if you don't have an Eagle Eye bridge and you have third-party cameras, the support is limited. So for direct camera support, they can pretty much only support Eagle Eye cameras that'll bring onto their network, maybe some on-VIF cameras, but it's mostly sort of within their own branded ecosystem if you don't go for a bridge. With the bridge, they have probably one of the best sort of support list when it comes to third-party cameras. They support over 6,000 plus camera brands and models, which is one of the more extensive lists on the market. And sort of as the pioneers of the VSaaS solution, that sort of makes sense. They've been in this market for a long time, so they support a lot of different brands under their umbrella. Their bridge offers better bandwidth management and access to AI features for these third-party cameras that might not have them. And something cool, which you'll see there might be differences later on, is that their bridges can also provide hybrid solutions, so they can have local storages where you can keep your footage locally as well as in the cloud. Verkada actually just very recently released their cloud connector. Without the bridge, they would only support their own proprietary hardware. So those are Verkada cameras, and that was sort of a criticism that they had heard on the market that, oh, you don't support anything outside of your own cameras, and we're sort of locked into the Verkada platform. So what they did is they actually released a cloud connector, which supports roughly around probably over 300 or so camera models and brands right now, including some of the major ones. That will allow them to offer basic analytics and remote monitoring and management for these cameras, in addition to an ecosystem that might have Verkada cameras as well. Now, one interesting thing is that their cloud connector doesn't offer local storage, so you can't create a hybrid system with third-party cameras through the cloud connector if you don't already have a third-party NVR, or if you don't already have Verkada cameras, which do keep some of the footage locally, which I'll touch on a little bit later on as well. Avigilon, sort of same as the other ones, without their bridge, you can pretty much directly connect your own Avigilon cameras, but the bridge allows for ONVIF compatible cameras to be onboarded onto their platform. And same thing, you get basic AI remote monitoring, and they do offer hybrid solutions through their actual cloud connectors. Then you have the Arcadian.AI, and this is sort of where we have a little bit of a difference compared to the other three companies. Without the bridge, our platform supports 3,000 plus camera models and brands. So you don't need the bridge to onboard these devices onto the Arcadian platform. That's why we call ourselves camera agnostic and open device. With the bridge, you'll sort of have access to the same brands and models of cameras that you're able to sort of bring on, and it's plug and play where you auto discover and bring everything on. A lot of the other cloud connectors do have plug and play capabilities and auto discover and auto sort of onboarding when you have these devices, but it's usually reserved to their own specific brands, not for other brands. And that's sort of where our cloud connector slightly differentiates itself. And the fact that it's not technically needed, if you don't want a hybrid system, or you don't want the cloud connector as a point of failure, which sort of applies to all the different companies, then you're able to bypass that. And we also support hybrid solutions through our cloud connector. I'll pass it on. Actually, I'm going to talk about storage quickly before I pass it on. This is where I'm going to talk about sort of how each company uses their cloud and how they provide this VSaaS solution to their customers. Each one of them does it a little bit differently, so it's important to know sort of the nitty gritty differences between the ones. We'll start with Verkada. Now, Verkada provides what we like to sort of categorize as a hybrid cloud storage model. Now, what that means is that the cameras that they offer, the Verkada cameras, actually come with local SSD, and you have different sort of ranges where you can get higher storage, lower SSD storage. And what they do is that they'll keep the footage on the local SSDs of the cameras, and they manage it from the cloud side. So they use Amazon AWS servers for their cloud side. And what they do is they upload metadata like thumbnails and other things and activity triggered footage sort of to the cloud, where it can be managed from there. Now, whether it's activity triggered or manually you want to do it yourself, you have unlimited cloud archiving. So if you want footage to be kept, or if you have a automatic trigger for a specific event to be kept, they provide unlimited cloud archiving, which sort of adds to their hybrid cloud storage model and makes sure you never lose your footage. They utilize Amazon AWS servers, like I mentioned, for their cloud side, just like Arcadian, which I'll touch on a little bit later. Then you have Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye is fully cloud native, and they use their own private servers for their cloud services. They have 11 data centers globally, which is the largest out of the four companies that we're comparing right now, and pretty much the largest in the VSaaS market. They are able to provide hybrid solutions as well. They have their own branded CMVRs, and they have bridges as well, which you can also add local storages to. So they're very flexible in terms of their offerings. And their cloud side, because everything is sort of on their own data centers, gives you a lot of flexibility. So they offer their clients who do have hybrid systems sort of something they call the cloud premises flex storage, where you can very easily and almost instantly switch between local only footage recording, cloud only, or hybrid model. And you can customize it during different times and different days, and you could sort of play around with it. So it's really cool that they have sort of that flexibility. And having their own private data centers, of course, they have unlimited scalability and an ability to adapt for complex setups. And that includes bringing up private cloud for certain larger side clients if they do require so. Avigilon is very similar to Eagle Eye in terms of its offerings. They are fully cloud native on private services, private servers as well. They are in the market known for their on-premises sort of solutions and hybrid solutions, and they're pushing for sort of fully cloud solutions right now as the market is transitioning. But they have a very strong ecosystem, and they use their own private servers as an advantage to basically promote other Motorola products and to make sure that you're within their Motorola ecosystem. And they support large level enterprise deployments and nothing special. Oh, and they do have the private cloud capability as well for larger clients, especially when it comes to government entities and things of that nature. At Arcadian, just like I mentioned before, we use Amazon AWS servers like Verkada, but we do it in a slightly different way. Instead of sort of using the cloud as a management tool for local footage recording and only uploading metadata and event-triggered or manually triggered events, we actually are fully cloud native on Amazon AWS. So all your footage is stored directly to AWS, and it's retrieved directly from AWS. That includes all the events, all your notifications, all your footage. So everything is directly on the cloud. We're fully cloud native. You have unlimited scalability, and we do offer Cloud Flex storage. It's not as extensive as Eagle Eyes because they have their own private servers, but if you do have a hybrid setup, you can have your local and cloud recording going at the same time. Or if you want, you can have local only and turn off your cloud side. We don't have the option to turn off local only because we usually integrate with third-party cameras as part of our open device sort of solution. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so two of these companies use private servers. Two of them use Amazon AWS for their cloud side. Why wouldn't it make more sense in a security industry to actually use private servers? And the short answer is no. Amazon AWS is architecturally the best, most secure global infrastructure for cloud, and it's used by a lot of government entities like the Department of Defense. So in terms of encryption level and privacy, you're getting just as good, if not better, than a private server. It's hard to tell sort of security-wise which one is better per se, but I just want to say that they are all secure and all sort of well-rounded in terms of VSaaS providing VSaaS to customers. I'm going to pass it off to Marie, who's going to talk about some AI and analytics and how sort of each company approaches that.
All right, so before I get into the state of AI, Matt, next slide. Awesome.
Yes.
So I asked ChatGPT to write a funny poem about AI. It couldn't crack a joke. But all jokes aside, I think making systems automated and smarter is one of the best use cases for AI today. Eagle Eye Networks offers both cloud and edge analytics where the deployment makes sense for the project. Think of motion detection, cross-line intrusion detection, and more. As expert, the company analyzes the project needs, whether to process images and video data on the cloud or use the edge hardware built-in capabilities of existing cameras. Since their acquisition of Uncanny Vision, the computer vision company, one of the key differentiators of Eagle Eye Networks is their ability to integrate with third-party AI solutions. This enables them to offer custom-tailored solutions to each specific enterprise project. Moving on to Verkada, They initially focused on edge computer vision and analytics through their hardware, offering features such as cross-line detection, virtual fencing, and occupancy trends. As one may assume, the more expensive the hardware, the more built-in AI image processing capabilities offered to the consumer. Recently, they've shifted towards hybrid cloud AI, introducing advanced capabilities like smart search and proactive alerting, which is great. For example, in construction zones, one of their popular demo use cases is detecting if a person is not wearing a safety vest, showcasing the practical use cases and applications of the AI technology with Verkada. And next, I've got Sorry, my screen is frozen. Okay. Next, I've got Avigilon. The company focuses on meeting the unique, tailored needs of different enterprises, offering solutions like license plate reader, facial recognition when in fact needed. They're also introduced gun detection, which can be helpful in enhancing public safety in schools and stadiums. Like Eagle Eye Networks, their solutions are custom tailored for each specific project. They do offer on-prem GPUs and solutions if the enterprise, such as government entities, need the infrastructure built in. And last but not least, I've got ArcadianAI. With us, we're all about practical use cases that would adopt to different businesses of small to medium size, similar to how Avigilon thinks, but for the smaller scale business sizes. The key is understanding the context. A loud noise in a restaurant is very different than one in warehouse. So I always tell the story that our AI makes sense of events based on the context. So unusual activity in a restaurant, loud noises is different than a warehouse, which is always quiet. We support both cloud and hardware AI, and we offer a proactive alerting dashboard similar to Verkada. This allows you to set your business hours, customize your alerts, and decide when and how and who you want to be proactively notified, such as, hey, notify my building security guard with a text or email, your choice, if any unusual activity is detected after my set business hours. And that was a wrap about the state of AI analytics in CCTV.
All right, now sort of piggybacking off that, I want to go into API support and third-party integration. I touched on it briefly in the ecosystem part where some of the offerings that are not provided are done through API integration. Now, what I've done here is we've sort of categorized the four companies in two different sets of I guess, what do you call it, molds. On the left, you have Verkada and Avigilon. These two companies really promote people to be within their own ecosystem. Verkada has the most complete ecosystem in terms of hardware offering. Avigilon has probably the second most. And that's sort of reflected in their API support as well. Verkada does have open API, and they do integrate with third-party providers. They use something called Helix API, and complex operational workflows are totally possible. But their first focus, which we'll talk more in sales about a little bit later on, is promoting their own ecosystem. So if they can shift you towards Verkada products rather than API integration, they would happily do so. But it's not for a lack of ability of their platform to be able to support such integrations. Avigilon is more closed off. It's probably the most closed off out of the four companies, just because they work with a lot of enterprise level government entities and things of that nature. And they do have private API. So it's not public, it's private, but it does allow for third-party integration for sort of offerings that they don't have themselves or infrastructure that's already in place. It's a comprehensive solution that they offer, so you would have to go through a consultation process and make sure that they can integrate the systems that you would require. Eagle Eye, open API, probably the most collaborative environment you could sort of get into. Their entire focus is about making other platforms work within their platform. So they have the best collaboration and best API integration in the market right now. And it makes a little bit of sense since they've been the longest in the market, and that was their approach from the beginning. Arcadian, we have open API. From the camera support that we've mentioned, where it's directly built into the platform and doesn't require any extra hardware, to actually integrating things like environmental sensor or access controls and things of that nature. None of that is a problem with us. We pride ourselves in being open device and sort of agnostic with a lot of cameras and different brands in the market. So we're always open to collaboration, and we can definitely provide open API support. Next, I'm going to go over the pricing model and sort of the sales approach that each company takes. Some of them are similar, but some of them are different. Or start with Eagle Eye. Now, some of these companies like Eagle Eye and Avigilon, they do a lot of project-based sort of work. So it's a little hard to narrow down exactly the pricing. So what I've done here is I'm not talking about hardware. I'm talking strictly cloud licenses and to bring yourself and your system onto the cloud. And I tried to find the lowest possible barrier to entry. So um, for Eagle Eye, some of the lower prices that we were able to find is for 7 days of cloud storage, which is starting at roughly $15 per month per camera, and that these are USD prices. So it's that's sort of their baseline, and then it's project based just because they do a lot of integration and it requires a lot of collaboration and consultation before they get started. And that reflects in their sales strategy as well. Fully collaborative, fully consultative. They have an extensive list of partners and integrators they work with, but they also do have a direct team that handles their sales and sort of does this collaboration and consultation. Now, whether that's from a client that's coming on through a partner or whether that's a client coming on through their direct needs. Then you have Verkada. Now, Verkada has 30 days of what I call local storage because it's on the SSD of the camera that's managed by 30 days of cloud backup, like I mentioned before, but they do have unlimited event-based cloud archiving as well. Their cloud licenses start at roughly 200 per year, which comes to around 1658 per month per camera. And that's for 30 days of sort of cloud backup. It's not technically cloud storage, so I just wanted to make that distinction. But they have a very aggressive sales strategy, which I really like. They are probably the best at the sales process, which is what allowed them to basically exponentially grow and explode into the market. They have a lot of direct channels, and their partnership program is top notch and probably one of the best in the market right now. They offer full training courses to their resellers and to their partners so that everybody's on the same page, and you get a very streamlined experience with them. They liked direct sales, but again, they have an extensive channel partner list that they tap into and sort of support as well. Avigilon. Avigilon is probably the hardest one to narrow down sort of like a starting price for, just because they're very, very project-based focused. And it's sort of you sit down with account managers and consultants, and you're able to narrow down, and they'll give you sort of an overview of what everything would cost because they handle more complex situations, just like Eagle Eye. Their rough pricing for if you were to get like an Avigilon camera for 30 days of cloud storage on their private servers, you're looking at somewhere between $20 to $30 per month, depending on the resolution of the camera and the bandwidth and things of that nature. So a little bit slightly more expensive than the other two that we talked about, but Avigilon is known for having some of the best hardware on the market when it comes to high resolution cameras with self-learning AI technology and things of that nature. So that price is sort of reflected when you're going to the cloud because, again, resolution sort of affects bandwidth and things of that nature. Then we have Arcadian. So we offer different cloud packages, just like all the other companies. You can pretty much get any number of cloud storage days with any of these companies. It's just sort of how they've packaged them. So our starting package is 10 days of cloud storage. We pride ourselves being in the most affordable cloud solution on the market right now compared to the other three and pretty much compared to any other VSaaS provider on the market right now. Our plans for 10 days of cloud storage plus the AI and all the good stuff that you get is $10 per month per camera, or $84 per year per camera, which comes to roughly around $8, I want to say. So we're the most affordable, and from the beginning and from the grounds up when we were building this company, we always wanted to have a convenient, hassle-free way for people to be able to use our platform because we're open device. So we do have direct sales. We do obviously have channel partners just like all the other ones, but our direct sales is focused on independency and convenience of the customer with our self-serve sign up. So our platform offers complete self-serve sign up. You can go on our website, follow a couple tutorial videos, or if you know what you're doing, should take you a couple minutes, you can onboard your entire system to the cloud in a couple minutes. So we definitely pride ourselves in doing that, and you don't require any hardware, so you don't have to wait for a cloud connector to come in or things of that nature. So we really do pride ourselves in being self-serve, and And that's the future of any platform or any sort of industry, is making it as easy as possible for people to be able to give you their money and for you to be able to provide them the service. Now, we're going to wrap it up. And this last section is who each platform we think is best for. So I'll pass it off to Marie, who will start off with Verkada.
Yeah, so where it all comes down to, Verkada is ideal for enterprises seeking smart building solutions as a comprehensive ecosystem, specifically for those with IT departments and security guard companies. If your day-to-day work and responsibilities is dealing with premises security, overseeing floor operations, or controlling authorized access in and out of a building, Verkada's guest platform for workspace safety is an excellent choice. When you have employees versus unauthorized guest foot traffic in and out of the business. Their incident management dashboard, as you could see on the screenshot, is also great to streamline operations, making life of property managers, security guard companies, and IT departments for the enterprise better and easier. Now, let's move on to Avigilon. So if you're responsible for a facility where public safety or monitoring are critical, consider Avigilon. With versatile tailored security solutions that can be deployed both on cloud native and on-premises systems. Avigilon is ideal for industries that prioritize safety and require reliable, scalable protection of basically human life. So it's their advanced CCTV, they're used in high security environments like airports, where real-time threat detection and rapid response are vital. Think of shopping malls. Avigilon helps with the crowd control and theft prevention, while its scalable solution integrates seamlessly into government facilities with complex infrastructure needs underneath. Additionally, their traffic monitoring capabilities enhances road safety by optimizing traffic flow, reducing incidents and accidents, making it a comprehensive choice for improving public safety across various sectors.
All right, then we have Eagle Eye, and I mentioned a couple times during this webinar, but they are the most customizable and friendly to outside integration platform that out of the four that we're discussing today. That makes them ideal for large-scale enterprises with complex infrastructure that's already in place, whether that's existing security cameras, whether that's existing sensors or access controls. So they're very much able to integrate what you already have, plus add new stuff if you would like, and then bring you onto this one centralized platform. Their third-party integration and open API is probably one of the more robust in the market. So it makes this entire process of streamlining much easier. And it's also very good for multi-location businesses like retail franchises and enterprises that have sort of global offices in different places, just because you will have different equipment at each one of these locations already set up. So to be able to bring all of that together so that you have sort of a unified platform front to go forward, it requires a lot of complex integration. And that's what Eagle Eye specializes in and is great for. Last but not least, we have Arcadian. I'll try to be as unbiased as possible here, but from the ground up, Arcadian was designed for small and mid-sized businesses, or SMBs, from the budget-conscious business owners who don't have a lot to invest in their security, or who have already made an investment, but they want to go to the cloud side and don't want to break the bank, to SMBs that sort of are growing at a rapid pace where they don't know where they're going to be in a year, or 2 years, 3 years, but they're in maybe a small to medium-sized operation now, and they could be adding locations in the future, or they could be expanding their location. It allows for easy access to the cloud and very, very simple scaling as they exponentially expand themselves. Not that the other platforms don't offer this scalability, but it's just not as easy. So you could just add multiple workspaces, you have other cameras, you bring them on, and everything is good to go. It doesn't require sort of a collaborative environment for integration. Everything is already built in. And of course, you have the independent business owners who don't want to hear a sales rep sort of talk in their ear for hours and hours. They want to go there, sign up, look at it themselves, and take care of it from there. And we provide all these people a free trial as well, just so they can sort of come on, check it out. And then if they don't like it, they don't have to use it. But most of them do end up staying, which I'm happy to say. And yeah, before we sort of leave off, and I'll open the floor to any questions that you guys may have. If you guys visit our website, you can enter your phone number and you'll receive an invite. You'll join a universal workspace we've created as a guest member, and you'll be able to sort of get like a hands-off demo where you can play around with the different features. We have some live cameras on there. You can check out the notifications, the people and permissions, and things of that nature. So all you have to do is just go to our website. It's the first thing you'll see. If you put in your phone number, you'll receive that invite, and you'll be able to get a first hands-on experience of our platform. With that out of the way, I'm going to open the floor to any questions that you guys may have. I know I sort of, me and Marie covered a lot of different information today. Rest assured, we'll be uploading this webinar, and we can send you guys a detailed report, or if you have any questions, you can put in the chat, and we can sort of always hit you guys back. I'll open the floor right now. If you have any questions, feel free to type it in chat, and me and Marie would be happy to assist and answer them for you guys. Okay, I got a question here. It says Verkada keeps local footage on SSDs and then has the cloud backup, and they can manually trigger cloud archiving or automatically trigger it. Ask what happens if the internet goes out. That's a great question. If your internet goes out, their system has advantages and disadvantages. They'll keep your footage still on the local recording, and they'll sync it back up with the cloud once your internet is up and running. That's a benefit. But you have the other side where it's sort of like a negative, where what if your camera malfunctions and the local footage is corrupted on the SSD? Then what happens? Then your footage is completely gone when you need it most. So it's sort of a give and take. Fully cloud systems are usually, I mean, a hybrid solution is the most complete solution where you have a local copy and a cloud copy. But if you were to pick just one or the other, cloud is probably the best, just because even if your building catches on fire, your NVR would go up in flames and your local footage would be gone. But if it's on the cloud, until the moment that camera is burned to crisp, it'll still be there. So great question. Both have advantages and disadvantages, but it's sort of how the customer wants to approach it.
Matt, do you have another one? I do see a QA.
Let me take a look.
Your alerts.
Yes. Is your alert setup and AI included in the pricing of your website? Yes. So everything that our platform is an all-in-one solution. Unless we're doing like a completely custom-based project for any individual, all the AI alerting, all the remote monitoring, everything is included in the pricing that you see on our website. We don't sort of sell you the platform and then try to upcharge you. Everything is included from day one. As soon as you're onboarded, even if you're on a free trial, you have access to it. So you can always check it out and see if you like it or not. Got another question about our platform. Can you connect to existing NVRs and DVRs? The answer is yes. Our sort of camera support profile with the 3,000 plus brands and models that includes the NVRs of these different brands. So whether that's UniView, Access, Hikvision, whatever it is that you're using, we support their cameras directly if you want to directly bring them to the platform, or if you have them plugged into an NVR and we can and your NVR is connected to the internet, we can do it through the NVR. So and that's sort of how we provide hybrid solutions if you're not getting the Arcadian bridge. So we support NVRs and cameras alike. One more question. Do you have local monitoring? Yes, we do have complete local monitoring. Whether you have the Arcadian bridge or not, you're more than welcome to sort of monitor locally. If you're looking to sort of get a 24/7 TV up, we definitely recommend getting the Arcadian bridge. It makes everybody's lives easier, and it'll give you sort of better local monitoring capabilities when you're on site. But local monitoring, remote monitoring are both supported. And that's also the case for the other companies as well. So Verkada, Avigilon, Eagle Eye, they all offer local monitoring as well. So I just wanted to put that out there as sort of a comparison basis. I have a really funny question. So somebody says a lot of VSaaS companies have been sort of, I guess, uh, we've been described as having a hostage model. So they're asking about cancellations, subscriptions, and cloud licenses. Um, that's a very good question. The cancellation policy for all these different companies are a little bit different. I'll speak about our company first, and then I'll touch on the other ones. At Arcadian, we have no commitment required, so you're not locked into anything. If you're paying monthly, you can cancel any month. If you're paying yearly, you can cancel any year. If you're paying yearly, you can technically cancel mid-year, and we'll refund the portion that you haven't used as well. So we're very customer friendly, just because we know it's a new space and people don't know sometimes what they want, what they don't want. So cancellation is fully available at any time in terms of us. So you're not a hostage. And that's sort of also reflected in the fact that you don't have to use our cameras, right? So if you get a third-party camera, you're on the Arcadian platform, and for whatever reason, let's just assume that your budget doesn't cover it, you can't pay for the cloud licenses, you can transition to a local system just because the cameras are third-party cameras. So it's a little bit harder for some of the other companies like Verkada and Avigilon to do that, especially if they're promoting their own ecosystem and proprietary equipment. Or if you have a custom-based solution where you've carried out an entire project and somebody wants to cancel, of course, those are special circumstances that some of the other companies focus on more. So cancellation in those terms would be a little bit tougher. It would require probably a little bit of negotiation, but if you're just signing up and you're using it, totally available at Arcadian, and should be available with Verkada as well after their billing cycles, and Avigilon as well after their billing cycles. Do you support multi-location like franchises? Of course, we have full multi-location support. You can have multiple different workspaces for different locations that you have or different businesses that you have. That is the case across the board. So no matter which of the four companies you go with that we discussed today, they all have multi-location support. Yeah, it's just a matter of how much existing infrastructure you already have to see sort of which platform would best fit you and sort of what the budget is that you have. So multi-location support is pretty much standard in the VSaaS industry and much needed, to be honest.
To add on to that, you could also look into residential. You could have workspaces built for your home, shared with your family, workspaces for your office, for warehouses, for, different premises that you have, all, configurable, different pricing, different applications applied to each and every workspace. They're distinct universes for the enterprise or for the franchise.
I have another question. They're asking this directly from us, from Arcadian. So do you consider yourself as a VSaaS company or a real SaaS model? I'm gonna pass this on to Marie.
So VSaaS is video security as a service. SaaS is an umbrella. It's any platform that enables you to go online, have a, connect to the internet and use that application, which is basically deployed and it's brought to you on the cloud and via the internet. VSaaS is an application of a SaaS platform. So as a true SaaS platform, we are basically both, I would say. We are a SaaS model company because we do go by licenses because of our services to you, to basically as an investment that you make for your safety. But eventually the industry is called VSaaS. So you're getting security and safety of your premises via a SaaS model. I hope I answered that correctly. So
Well, I think that was great. Another one asking about IPVM. If you don't know, they're like a news source provider. They cover the VSaaS industry and pretty much the security industry very well. And the question is, does IPVM like you?
why not?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen anything negative regarding our company there. To be very honest, we launched middle of this year as well, so we're recent in the market. We're expecting some probably negative articles as any business in the market would sort of experience. We've seen some articles about some other companies on IPVM that are discussed here today that may not have the most positive light on them, but the way I see it is any marketing is good marketing, even if it's negative. So This is a very competitive market. The more your name is out there, the more you're known. Sources like IPVM, when they make articles about you, it's always a good thing. I like to always sort of have that perspective when I'm looking at articles like that.
Well, we liked them.
We like them. We'd be more than happy to have an IPVM rep on a webinar soon. Maybe we'll arrange that for you guys. Okay. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to still send it. If we don't get a chance to answer them right now, we'll send you guys an email and with the answers that you're looking for. I really wanted to thank you guys for being here today. I know you guys took time out of your day, so I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you learned something. And don't forget to go on our website, put in your phone number, get access to the Arcadian platform, check it out for yourself. And even if it's just provide some negative feedback for us, we love criticism. So just let us know what you like, what you don't like, and hopefully we'll be in touch with you guys soon. I'll pass it off to Marie so she can say her final remarks as well.
Awesome. Thank you. I hope you invest in your safety. See you next time.
See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.